How high do you value your ability to go anywhere in the world whenever you want without any restrictions or the hassle of getting a visa or even visa refusals? Today, in 2024, how much are people ready to pay to get location freedom?
This is what the world looks like whenever I want to travel. Look at all those red dots. Those are all the places I can go to.
Why, you may ask? Because I'm Nigerian and I have the green passport, which is one of the weakest.
Even in Africa, as Africans, we still have to apply for a lot of visas. And sometimes you might get denied.
The Caribbean programs for citizenship by investment are the best option.
How much does that cost?
Around $150,000.
I left this room with just this passport, but now it has a senior brother because it can travel to more places. Look at all the countries I can travel to now.
I recently became an Emirati citizen. I'm a citizen of Canada, Ireland, and now an Emirati. I want to do business with them, and I want to invest beside them. And that's why I was very fortunate.
I wonder what you had to show to become a citizen. Was it just the size of your bank account? Because we both know that's large. And if so?
You know, it's hard to get this. I'm very proud of it. I worked for years for it.
Hello everyone, my name is Kola. I have lived in Canada for over 25 years. Welcome back to this side of life. And if you're new here, welcome and thank you all for joining me today. So diving into today's video, from the previous clips that we saw Tayo Aina, a Nigerian YouTuber who has actually paid $150,000 to get a Caribbean passport that would allow him to travel to more countries than his Nigerian passport allowed him to. And it's not just Nigerians or Africans that seek for location freedom. We also saw Kevin O'Leary, who is a Canadian millionaire businessman who is also speculated to have spent about $550,000 to buy himself a UAE citizenship, a UAE passport. You know, nobody chooses where they are born. We don't have control over where we are born, but yet where we are born can actually impact our life in a significant way, either negatively or positively, especially if you are born in countries in the world where there are many restrictions to travel, many requirements to go from one place to another. And even when you do finally get to travel, you are treated differently. You are put in different lines, like everybody goes in one line and then you are singled out to go into another line and you feel discriminated against. You feel, you know, like you are being treated like a second-class citizen. And like Tayo Aina mentioned as well, even Africans within Africa find it difficult to travel to different countries because they have all these restrictions. Because of the passport that you carry, they even allow citizens of nations outside of Africa to have more access to African nations than other Africans do. So sometimes it doesn't even matter how rich you are, because some people might say, oh, because I'm rich, this will not apply to me. But I was reading the other day in the news that Aliko Dangote, the richest man in Africa, actually complained that he needed 35 visas to travel within Africa. So this problem is not just a problem of the poor or a problem of the middle class. It is also a problem for rich people who come from certain parts of the world, which explains why Kevin O'Leary is looking for a UAE passport, because it is going to give him certain privileges that he doesn't have as a Canadian businessman. He also, I think, has a US residency, but he felt the need to get a UAE passport. And by the way, the UAE passport is the #1 passport in the world according to passportindex.com and other ranking services as well. They actually rank the UAE passport as the #1 passport in the world. So people have this problem with moving around due to the kind of passport that they hold. Like, for example, a Nigerian passport, or maybe you have a Syrian passport or a Pakistani passport. Some of those passports that are way low in the ranking of passports across the world in terms of where you can travel to and your location freedom. That is the ability to travel whenever you want to wherever you want to. Yet, we live in a world today where people want to see the world, people want to travel. You know, we have the rise of the digital nomad who kind of walk all over the place. They don't really want to have a particular location. They want to move around and work in different areas of the world. And because we have the advancement in technology today that allows remote working, the world has become a global village and people want to move. So what is the solution? We talk a lot about immigration, the different ways by which you can move to another country if you wanted to move, follow the rules, immigrate, or go to school in another country, or marry somebody from another country, have children by somebody from another country and thereby get the citizenship of that country, or seek asylum. So there are many, many ways by which people move around in the world and live in other places or get the passport from another country. But in today's video, we are looking at one of those solutions, which is buying citizenship. Essentially buying another country's passport or buying the citizenship of another country, or they call it different names. Some people call it citizenship by investment. Some countries say, come and make a donation and we will give you our passport, we will give you our citizenship. Did you know that that was possible? And from the examples we've seen, it comes with a hefty sum of money to be able to get those passports. And people are willing to pay $150,000, $200,000, $300,000, $500,000, $1 million in some cases. And this is US dollars that we're talking about. What is the reason why people are willing to pay so much just to get the passport of another country, just to give themselves that opportunity of location freedom? I think some of those reasons include, number one, to overcome limited opportunities and options in life. You can avail yourself of different opportunities that exist in different countries that are different from the ones that you come from or that you are able to go to. That's one of the reasons why they pay so much money to buy themselves a passport or buy themselves a citizenship. Like Kevin O'Leary says, he thinks that the UAE is going to become the capital of capital in the next 10 years and he doesn't want to lose out on it. That is part of why he decided to go and get the UAE passport. And some people even build a portfolio of passports. You can actually build a portfolio of passports. That means get multiple passports from different countries. Just one passport for a particular purpose and another passport for another purpose, because some passports give you access to certain parts of the world while some other passports give you access to another part of the world. And therefore, people just build a portfolio of passports that will give them all the access that they need. Then the second reason is to be able to control where you want to be and when you want to be there. Somebody like Tayo Aina, as a YouTuber, wanted to showcase different places in the world, but he wasn't able to travel and he didn't have control over it. He wanted to go to different places and he was denied visa. So yeah, people want control over where they can go and when they can go there. When maybe you even have your money, you have everything that you need, but you are just restricted because of the kind of passport that you have. So yeah, for control, people want to be able to control their own travel destiny and their own location destiny. And then number three, I think, is the fact that people want to explore the world. Like I said in my previous video about living abroad, which I will link here or here, traveling and seeing other places is actually a cure for ignorance. If you are stationed in one place and you are living in one country and you never go anywhere, there are many things that you will not know. It is true that you can go on the internet and you can watch TV and all that, but sometimes it is not the same as being there physically and experiencing it yourself. Experience is really what people are craving these days. People want to see the world. People want to explore the world. People want to see other places. And that is the reason why they value it so much that they will pay so much money just to get a different passport so that they can go to that other part of the world and experience what happens there. Also, people will pay that much money to avoid all the rejection, all the visa refusals, all the discriminatory treatment that they get when they have certain passports. The anxiety that they get when they want to cross the border because of the passport that they have. All that humiliation and segregation at the border. And so they are willing to pay whatever it takes to be able to get that passport that will stop that from happening to them. I'm sure there are many reasons. If you know any other reasons why people might want to pay such huge amounts of money to get a different passport, to get an additional passport, to get a portfolio of passports? Do let us know. Let us have the discussion in the comment section below. And the final reason I will mention today is that people want to do this to leave a legacy for their children. Many people, especially if they have the money, would be like, okay, I don't want my children to go through the same things that I went through, not having location freedom. Many countries, when you are a citizen and you have the passport of the country, your children also automatically become citizens. And because of this, many people are willing to spend that kind of money so that they can also pass it on to their children, so that their children will also have location freedom. So really, looking at all this, I just think to myself that somebody like me or anybody else out there who have more than one passport or more than one citizenship, we actually ought to be grateful for what we have, because this is what some people are paying $1 million for, just to get the passport of another country, just to get a passport that will give them location freedom. We have this, and some of us still complain, some of us are not satisfied. I just want to say that I think that we should be grateful for what we have. Having that location freedom, as a Canadian, you can just pick up and say, I want to go to Europe. You don't have to think about the visa. You don't have to think about any documentation. You just pick up your passport, pay your ticket, and you are off. That is really a very valuable thing that we have, and we should be grateful for it. Alright, to wrap up today's video, I thought I would just run through a number of countries that have their passports for sale and how much they are selling them for. Who knows, you might want to buy one of these passports. So here goes. St. Kitts and Nevis, $150,000. Grenada, $150,000. Dominica, $100,000. Antigua and Barbuda, $130,000. St. Lucia, $100,000. All those first five are Caribbean countries, but it is not limited to Caribbean countries alone. Malta in Europe, $1 million, and that gives you European citizenship. So I guess that's why it's that expensive. Turkey, $500,000, and these are all US dollars. Montenegro, about $700,000. North Macedonia, $200,000. Jordan, $1 million. UAE Golden Visa, that is the #1 passport in the world. You will need $550,000. So, the question for you is, would you buy a passport to get location freedom, and why? What would be your reason for doing that? Let us know in the comment section below. Okay, I hope you found this video today interesting, as much as I found it interesting to find out all these facts. That's it for today. That's all I had for today. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you know whenever I upload new videos. Also, stay tuned to this channel for much more interesting content coming your way. Until I come your way again, until the next video, you go out and make it the best days of your life. Bye!